Family Tree by AntiqueOwl. Read by My Lost and Found. Summary: Toga convinces the League to make a family tree of all of them for fun. It spirals. "We should totally make a family tree," Toga announced. The new additions to the League of Villains had been complete for about a day. Most of them were itching for the upcoming attack on Hero Camp Shigaraki promised them. "What are you talking about, crazy?" Dabi asked. He'd been unbearably smug lately about being chosen as the leader of the expedition. He even had the command of a Nomu, something he'd bragged about until Toga suggested this only occurred due to the resemblance between the two of them. "You know, a family tree. We used to make them all the time in my old middle school. I was married to Sato," Toga giggled, seemingly lost in thought for a moment before focusing on her audience once more. "Basically, you get your friends together and decide who the parents are and who the kids are. It's fun!" No, Dabi and Mustard said immediately, both turning to look at each other afterwards. "Oh, I see," Shigaraki rasped. "This is a friendship event, appearing before the big battle." Mustard snorted at that, seemingly unimpressed with the idea of friendship. Moonfish was still gorging himself on the steak from the fridge, and annoyed Kurogiri cleaning up after him. "I mean, it could be fun, kinda like an icebreaker," Spinner said, looking for something else to secure the unstable pile of blades he was arranging. "I would rather know the people I'm gonna fight with," Magd agreed. "I love this idea!" "No, I hate it!" Everyone turned to their leader, Toga making her best puppy eyes at him. "Skipping pop-up events always makes you miss out on something," he said. "We're doing it." Toga stood in front of a whiteboard, 6 expo markers held between her fingers like claws. Those who were in good enough spirits to be paying attention were mildly impressed she found anything at all in the messy bar. "Okay, we should start with the parents. These are the most responsible people of the group." A blue marker was uncapped and twitched energetically in the front of the white space. Toga was practically hopping with delight at getting her way. Kurogiri. Spinner, Magne, and Mustard said at once. At the same time, Shigaraki said, "Me." Everyone stopped to stare at him. "Okay, Kurogiri's the dad," Toga announced, writing Kurogiri and circling it. "Who do you want to adopt?" "I would need to check with my master before making any such decisions," the bartender said. "Kurogiri, adopt me!" Shigaraki shrieked. "I want to win the minigame." Soon, there was a small Shigaraki below the first. Both circles were connected by a purple line. "Okay, purple lines will mean parent and child relationships, and pink lines will mean romantic ones," Toga declared. "If you marry someone, you share their kids." "Are kids desirable?" Spinner asked hesitantly. "Very! The more familiar connections you have, the better you're doing."
"And marriage?"
Dabi asked with an unimpressed glower. "It's not a real marriage, it's just for fun." Something mischievous flashed in Toga's eyes. "Although, my last family tree husband was my boyfriend, and his blood tasted so good." Mentally, everyone paying attention promised themselves not to end up married to Toga on the family tree under any circumstances. Everyone paying attention included Spinner, Magne, Dabi, Mustard, Kurogiri, and Shigaraki. Moonfish was asleep somewhere. Muscular was, surprisingly, looking up some old heroes called the Water Hose Duo, and Twice was too busy arguing with himself. Maybe I'll marry Shigaraki," Spinner suggested. The potential spouse seemed torn between winning and protesting that decision. In the end, the game became more important than potential awkwardness. Deal. Isn't gay marriage illegal in Japan? Dobby pointed out. Whitebird family tree judge rules says it's okay, Toga announced, quickly connecting the two names in pink, drawing a little heart on the strand. Okay, that means Kurogiri can't adopt Spinner anymore, but Spinner and Shigaraki can still adopt people. We'll take Dabby, Shigaraki declared, everyone paying attention, which was now starting to include twice for about 3 minutes at a time, waited for the fallout. Fine, I don't really care about this dumb thing anyway. Great! You guys could totally adopt me too, Toga hinted. Sure, Spinner started to reply before Dobby cut him off. Never mind, I don't want to be adopted by you anymore. Shigaraki's fingers twitched in anger. But you didn't have a problem before. Crazy wasn't on there before. I already have too many real siblings to deal with. I don't need fake ones. Can we just forget about that? 20 minutes later, Dobby was tied to the couch. Kurogiri was trying to coax Spinner back to consciousness, and 3 new names, Natsuo, Fumi, and Shoto, were written on the board. I can't believe I'm going to meet my younger brother at the summer camp, Toga gushed. I almost wish I saw the sports festival now. You didn't watch the sports festival? Shigaraki asked in disbelief. I assumed you all watched it so you'd get to know the students' quirks. 10 minutes later, they were watching the 3rd round. I want to marry that one! Look how bloody he is! Oh, I want to marry that one! She's so cute! And all those blasts and rocks scraped her up. Isn't it illegal in Japan to? Whitebird family tree judge rules polyamory is okay! 5 minutes after the sports festival recording concluded, Magne made an announcement. I'm starting a rival family tree. She took out her own whiteboard and sets of markers. There are too many heroes on your side for my taste. Everyone pointedly looked at the Todorokis and Toga's growing collection of spouses. Twice. Will you marry me? Of course! Why? Magne muffled the other personality with a hand over his mouth. Great! Off to a good start. You can't just steal twice! Toga protested. And you can't make a rival family. That's not how things work. We're all supposed to be on the same tree. Your co-Whitebird family tree judge says it's legal. Shigaraki, would you like to be the tiebreaker? Magne asked in amusement. 2 family trees will make it easier to compete in the mini-game. Whichever family has more members can be the winner, Shigaraki muttered. You can have muscular and moonfish. Mustard, you're mine too, Magne announced, adding to her whiteboard. But that's everyone else here, Toga whined. How am I supposed to fill out my board now? Well, there's the summer camp. And now conscious Spinner suggested. Yes! We can add the hero students to our trees! Toga thought to herself for a moment. Wait, who gets compressed? Almost everyone paying attention had identical reactions to how useful he would be in this scheme. I think he went to the store, an unexpected Kurogiri told them, barely managing to warp away from the ensuing stampede. About 3 days after that, they invaded Yue's summer camp. Hey there, kid. That's a pretty cool hat you got there, Muscular said with a demented grin. How would you like to be adopted? It was a tough battle, but in the end, Izuku was able to protect Koda from the villain, while Muscular, strangely enough, seemed more intent on adopting or possibly kidnapping the child. He was adamant about killing Izuku. Something about taking out someone from the other whiteboard? There was something about him being married to a girl named Toga. We are gathered here today. Are you hurt, Sue? To witness the union? I'm okay, Carol. It doesn't hurt that much. Of Sue and Himiko. Leave her alone! By the power vested in me, Ochako, as co-whiteboard family tree judge. We need to find the others. I now pronounce us whiteboard married! Hello there, Eraserhead. Shota flared his quirk at the patchwork villain. Yeah, I knew this was gonna happen, but orders are orders. So, before I blast you, Magne wants to know if you'll marry her. Shota blinked. What? If you want to be on the other whiteboard, Shigaraki wants to adopt you. You like to win, Shigaraki told the League's captive with a grin. That's why you should join my family whiteboard. I can even adopt you. Why the hell is half and half next to Scarface? The UA student asked, struggling to make sense of what was happening. For one thing, Deku appeared to be married to 3 girls right now. Oh, they're actually siblings. Dabi's real name is Todoroki Toya. Shota ran to his student. He felt useless going to the press conference to be a distraction, but he understood why it had to happen that way. But it didn't matter now, not with his student finally safe. Bakugo, I'm so sorry. The blonde cut him off with a delirious laugh. That stable-faced villain is Icy Hot's brother, and I think I am now too. I want you to put yourselves under me, Kai told the League. While he didn't have to have their help, they would be useful. The one holding a magnet looked at him calculatingly. How many people are in your organization? I'm not going to give you my numbers, but we're formidable, he said, thinking it a reasonable response. What the villain said next, however, was not. Jin, we're doing polyamory too. If we marry this guy, the other whiteboard won't stand a chance. What? Chaos exploded. Magne and Toga settled in to compare whiteboards. One was now digital to contain the sheer expanse of names within its scrolling power. Okay, so Eri is Overhaul's daughter, Toga began. Yes. And you're Overhaul's wife? Yes. But since the heroes grabbed her, Eri is now also Izuku's daughter. Yes. And I'm married to Izuku. Wait a minute. Did we just merge the families?